taking notes like crazy and just been absorbing all the information. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with so many really Amazon heavyweights and e-commerce gurus, and it's an honor to stand up. I'm going to share my story for 5 minutes. I was born in South Africa. At 14, I moved to Sydney, Australia, with my parents, as Sam mentioned are here. 14, I moved to Sydney. 24, I moved to Switzerland, to Zug, Switzerland. 25, I moved to Jakarta, Indonesia. And at 33, which was 8 months ago, I moved to New York City. So hence the completely messed up accent. I definitely win the record for the least experienced Amazon person here on stage. I've been in the business now for 4 months, and it's been awesome. My strategy, I'm thinking, is to take Joy's advice and hire a bunch of VAs and then give them Chris Green's phone number and then tell them to figure it out, and I'll go sit on the beach. I'll go hang out in Cabo with Carl. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But just a quick update on my background. In the last sort of 10 years, I've been a commodities trading guy. I think there's a bit of relevance in the craziness that I experienced in the commodities world that I think is applicable to some of the craziness that we're starting to see in the e-commerce world. When I was 24, I got a job in the world's leading commodities trading company. It's a company called Glencore. They sent me to Switzerland, which is, if you've been there, it's a beautiful place. And Zug, in particular, is this beautiful, tranquil town. We used to ride around the lake. The air's fresh. We used to eat Swiss cheese and Swiss chocolate and travel to sort of Paris on weekends. It was cool. A few months later, my boss called me and asked me if I wanted to go to Jakarta. I thought he said Chicago, which I said sounded cool. And no, he said Jakarta. And so I went down to Jakarta. I said, should I go next month or when should I go? He said, well, today's Thursday. If you could be there by Monday, that would be great. So I went down to Jakarta. And if any of you have been down to Jakarta, you'll know that it's a place where birds don't sing, they cough. And even when it rains, you still sweat like Mel Gibson does in a synagogue, right? So inappropriate. But I ended up running the office down there. We were doing $500 million in sales. It was a big office. It was just crazy what happened. The bull market, the commodity bull markets that took place from 2008 to 2011 were crazy, and there was a ton of money that was made. And I think where we are in the e-commerce world now, as things are starting to take off, I think is kind of similar. And I just want to share a little bit about that. Just to give you a quick anecdotal story of how crazy things started to get. When I first got there, my very first week, we played golf with a gentleman by the name of Kun Apimuk. He was a Thai customer. My boss, Tony, at the time, he was 10 years older than me at the time. Actually, I guess he's still 10 years older than me. And we went to play golf, and we talked about everything under the sun: sport, politics, girls, whatever it was. We didn't discuss any business on the golf course. We then went to the Duck, a great restaurant called the Duck King. We had some dumplings for lunch. We talked about everything under the sun except for business. When the bill came, Tony reached over, grabbed the bill, and Kun Apimuk said, well, Tony, why don't we do 1 million tons of coal this year? I'll sell you 1 million tons of coal. This is my very first week in Jakarta. I was sitting there at 24, not knowing how business is done, and just watching what happened. He said, why don't we buy 1 million tons of coal? And my boss said, sure, how about we pay you $78 a ton? And Kun Apimuk said, but let's make it $82 a ton. And Tony said, well, why don't we split it down the middle and make it $80 a ton? We shook hands. Contract was signed 2 days later, which is an $80 million contract, without really discussing it on a game of golf. And then what happened was, 3 months later, this was early 2008, 3 months later the coal market increased by $20, so that contract was worth $20 million to us, profit, and by the end of the year we made $40 million in the one contract, okay, which just blows your mind when you think, we had so many different stories like that, and it blows your mind, and the reason I'm telling you the story, the reason is that in a rising tide all boats rise. We were not the smartest people in the world. We worked hard, but I can tell you, anyone could have done it. If you were anywhere near a coal mine between 2007 and 2011, if you were in the industry, you made so much money. My company IPO'd in 2011. It wasn't my company. I was working for the company. Swiss company. They made 10 billionaires out of the company and lots of multimillionaires. And the guys, I can tell you, were no smarter than anyone in this room. They were in the right place at the right time. They took advantage of a massive e-commerce bull trend. That was a massive commodities bull trend that was taking place, and we're in exactly the feeling I get. You know, I left Indonesia 9 months ago. I just didn't want to spend the rest of my life in Indonesia, and I left and I came here looking to buy a business. I happened to sit next to Sam in a Tony Robbins event. I'm a huge fan. You know, if anyone hasn't been, I highly recommend it as well. I sat next to Sam, and I was looking to buy a business, but I got so infatuated by what was happening in e-commerce, and I did a little bit of research. And I mean, you know, as who was it? Barbara, I think, pointed it out. I mean, we're at, you know, e-commerce is only really 8 or 10% of retail. It's a $300, $400 billion market. It's set to double or triple in the next 5 or 7 years. It's incredible what's happening here, and the feeling I'm getting in e-commerce is the same feeling we had in 2008 when things were starting to get crazy and people made a ton of money if you really focused, worked your ass off. You know, John pointed out that these things don't last forever. I can tell you I had friends who became billionaires in the commodities world, and 2 or 3 years later when the markets crashed, half of those guys gave all their money back and some. Right, so these things don't last forever. We've got to work our asses off right now. You know, one of the things I think is worthwhile sharing in terms of decision making, because what we used to do is, you know, 20-something-year-old guys having to make these sort of $30, $50 million decisions with a tender. I used to fly around the world trying to, other than doing deals, we're trying to glean information from customers in China and coal miners in Indonesia or Japan or Korea or whatever it was, just trying to get any information we could to try and determine whether the trend of the market, and that's how we made decisions. We'd take long positions or short positions depending on the trend of the market. And you know, the important thing to realize is we sat there with moments to go before a tender closed, and between the 3 or 4 of us guys who made the decision, very often we had a lot of debate. One guy wanted to go long, one guy wanted to go short, and ultimately we just made a decision. And the important thing to recognize is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, don't let progress get in the way of perfect is one of Tony's big expressions. I want to just read something that Jeff Bezos mentioned in his recent 2016 shareholders report, which I think is useful. He said most decisions should probably be made with somewhere around 70% of the information you wish you had. If you wait for 90%, in most cases you're probably being slow. Plus, either way, you need to be good at quickly recognizing and correcting bad decisions. If you're good at course correcting, being wrong may be less costly than you think, whereas being slow is going to be very expensive for sure. And I think that was absolutely the case with our business. We made a lot of money in the commodities game, and I can tell you, we very often felt uncomfortable making those decisions. You never have all the information, but the truth is, if you're right 55% of the time, you're making money. You know what I mean? If you're right 60% of the time, you're making money. You can be wrong 40%. You can make a ton of bad decisions and still make a ton of money. And you know, I experienced that. You know, with all the guys. My boss was a billionaire, and he made a ton of bad decisions. He just made a few more right than he made wrong, and he made a lot of money. And Sam says it all the time. If you're ever in doubt whether to buy something, just buy it, because you'll learn. You know, just do it. My business, as I mentioned, is only 4 months old. We're just trying to crank it on all cylinders. I've got 5 VAs now. I use onlinejobs.ph, which I think is a great website. I read the book by Jeff Smart called Who, which is an awesome book for how to hire people. It will drastically reduce your bad hires. And I'm a huge fan of the VA thing. We've been able to grow the business relatively quickly as a result. So we're now buying 50-odd pairs of shoes a day. We've got 6 wholesale accounts. I've got 5 private label products that are in the pipeline. Working with Carl as well. My brother lives in China, so that helps a little bit too, but we got that. And we're in the process of setting up a Shopify website on the side. So we're cranking it. I don't know where I'll be in 12 months' time, but I'm going full steam ahead. Tony likes to say, let's take massive action. Australians use a different expression. It's a little more crude. They say, we're not here to fight spiders. It's a strange expression. But it's weird, but whatever it is, I think it's an awesome opportunity that we have here. I can tell you, with the growth in the market right now, there's just a massive opportunity. I saw it in commodities. We're seeing it again now. This is the next major bull market. I just want to thank Sam and everyone for all the support. It's been amazing working with Sam. I mean, I never could have sort of grown the business to where it is today without Sam and the team. So let's all rock and roll. Thanks everyone for listening.